Hi, Grandma Debbie here. So I've mentioned before that it's getting close to the holidays. And if you're like me, you like to do as much as you can ahead of time before you have a house full of people. And also because it just makes it easier and you get to spend time with your family and enjoy the moment, which is so important to me. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how to make freezer bread dough. Now, this is such a simple recipe. It actually comes from a Tupperware cookbook. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Um, it makes 2 loaves of bread and 16 rolls. Now, you can just actually use the rolls or the recipe and make all rolls, or you can do all bread. It's up to you. It really is. But the nice part about this is that the dough can be made into some other types of bread as well. So I'm going to be making dinner rolls. And then I'm also going to be making a cinnamon swirl loaf. Now, all I'm going to do today is show you how to make it and how to get it into the freezer. And then I'll pull it out at a later date and show you the rest of it, how to do all the other ones. So, because I'm going to do 1 loaf of just plain bread, 1 loaf of the cinnamon swirl bread, and 16 dinner rolls. Okay? I think it's going to be fun. And it really is good. I've made this, I used to make it all the time, and then I stopped for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. And so I'm getting back into doing it, and I'm going to bring you along with me on this. All right, so we're going to get going. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add 2.5 cups of flour. That's 2.5. And then we're going to add in 2 packages of active dry yeast. Okay, and we're going to mix this up. We're going to stir it all together. Okay, now we're going to head over to the other part of the side of the kitchen to work on a few other things. So let's get going. Okay, so to a saucepan, we're going to add 2 cups of milk. We're going to add 6 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to cut it up. Oops, and I forgot the sugar, but that's okay. I'll get it. Ugh. Okay, we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of salt. And then we're going to add in a 1/3 cup of sugar. So I need to go get the sugar because I left it on the other side of the kitchen. So let me go get it. Okay, whoa. And we're going to heat this up until it reaches a temperature of 115. So we're just going to heat this up, like I said, until it reaches a temperature of 115 to 120. You don't want it to go any higher than that. But you're wanting the butter to kind of melt a little bit. All right, we got a ways to go. This bread is so delicious, guys. And dinner rolls are so simple to make with this recipe. And in fact, you can make it up ahead of time and put them in the freezer. You know, do the dough like I'm doing right now, put it in the freezer, and then before you have guests come over or you have to take something somewhere for a party or something, pull them out and you have to let them rise and thaw, and then bake them, and you've got fresh rolls ready to go. And then the cinnamon loaf, that's a great way to make a breakfast treat. Oops, I can't see the way it's angled. Ah, there. That will help. I had it angled to where I couldn't see the thermometer part. Oh my word. Okay, looks like we have reached the desired temperature, so I'm just going to take this out. I'm going to turn it off, and we're going to head over to the other side of the kitchen and finish up over there. Okay, so we're going to add in our butter and milk mixture in here. We're going to add 2 eggs. Whoa, that one squirted out at me. All right, and then we're going to mix this for about 2.5 minutes. Okay, I can't read. It was for 30 seconds, a half a minute. Okay, so now we're going to be at high speed. I'm going to go ahead and scrape the bowl here. And you're going to do this for 3 minutes. Okay, so that's been 3 minutes. And now we're going to stir in more flour. By the time this recipe is done, you're going to be using about 5.5 to 6.5 cups of flour. So now we're going to, okay, so now we're going to turn in, or we're going to add more flour. Whoa, sorry about that. So I love the smell of homemade bread. I don't know, it's just something about it that just smells so good. And there's something about making homemade bread that just, I don't know, it feels so fulfilling to me. You know, I just enjoy it. And we're just going to stir this until, I don't know how long. So we're just going to do this until we can't mix it any longer with a spoon. And then we're going to turn it out onto a lightly floured board. and we're going to knead it. And I'm going to tell you, it's getting harder to stir. So we might head into the kneading portion of it. All right, it is getting harder. So let me clean up my mess, and then I'll bring you for the next phase of kneading. Okay, so we're going to turn this out onto a lightly floured counter. There's also enough flour in here that we'll just gather up what there is as well. Let's get this off the spoon. Okay, and then we're just going to start kneading this until it is smooth and elastic. About 8 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 6 minutes. So we're going to divide this into thirds. So I'm going to kind of get it in equal parts. I don't think I did that very good, but that's okay. Okay, so that's one loaf. Actually, I think I'm going to take a little bit from over here and add it to this. Guess I could have weighed them, and I might do that. I think I'm going to. Let me wash my hands. Okay, so I went and grabbed a scale, and I'm just going to weigh out the dough and then cut it from there. Okay, so we have okay, so let me do the math. Okay. All right, so we got one loaf. Two loaves. And then we have all of this. We're going to make dinner rolls out of. So I'm going to cut them in half. Okay, then you're just going to take these and you're going to roll them into a little ball. Now keep in mind, when you take these out of the freezer, they are going to rise. So if they look dinky tiny right now, don't worry about it. They're gonna rise up really nice. And clearly my cutting skills are little to be desired. Okay, I am going to flash freeze them, so I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet and freeze them first on the cookie sheet, and then I'll put them in a container too, so they can continue freezing. I just don't want them to stick together right now. So let me show you what I'm going to do, and I will be right back. Okay, so I got a small cookie sheet, and I put some parchment paper down. Now you can also put down wax paper. It's up to you. Let me move this to where you can see, and you can't see because I'm in the way. All right, so I got them both on here. Now I'm just going to put my rolls around. And then once they, I'm going to put them in the freezer for about a half hour to an hour, and then I will move them into a container where they'll stay until I'm ready to cook them. All right, there you go. All right, I will bring you back when I'm ready to actually cook them. No, I'm not. I'm going to, I don't know what I'm talking about. I will show you when they're ready to cook how I'm going to do it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep them in the freezer probably for another week, and then I'll bring them out and show you then what to do. Okay, so in this video we made freezer bread. Well, today we're actually going to take some of the bread out, and we're going to make rolls. So we're going to get started on doing this. We're only going to do, the recipe calls for 8 rolls, but we're only going to do 6. But we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you how to do this. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so I took out the bread out of the freezer along with the rolls, and I'm going to lightly spray each one of these, the muffin tins. This is really simple. We've done the hard part. This part's simple. So now we're just going to open up, and we're just going to put one in each one of these. And we're going to let them sit for about an hour and a half to 2 hours so that they thaw out. And then after that, then we're going to let them, then after they thaw out, we're going to cut the tops, and then we're going to let it rise. And then we'll bake them. All right, so I'm going to bring you back in and out when these have thawed and show you what we're going to do then. All right, so I'll see you soon. Okay, so these have been sitting out for a while, rising. I did put them in a different pan. The other one was a little big. They weren't rising the way they should, so I changed it up. I'm preheating my oven to 375, and once it's preheated, I can't even speak. These will go in there for 12 to 15 minutes, and I'll bring you back when they're done. Okay, so I got them out of the oven. I'm just going to add a little bit of butter on top of each one. Just to add a little bit of flavor. The tops didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to, but that's okay. When it comes to things like this, I'm not always that decorative. So I'm fine with it. They're a little too hot right now for me to taste, but as soon as they're cool off, I am definitely going to taste one. They look delicious, and I can't wait. Okay, I still have the 2 loaves of bread in the freezer, and with those I'm going to make a cinnamon swirl loaf and just a busy day white loaf. And so I will bring you along for those. All right, so I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I think it's going to be fun, and I'll see you then. Okay, so these have risen up really nice. So I'm going to get them in the oven. They're going to cook in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, and I'll bring you back. Okay, they just came out of the oven. They're nice and hot. I'm going to let them cool for a moment, and then I'll try one. I do like doing the 3 rolls instead of the 2, so I probably should have done that instead, but oh well, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it. So, but they're looking good. I can't wait to eat one. All right, I just want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey. And I hope that you use this recipe. It's really super simple. It really doesn't take very long to do. You can whip that out in no time. As I said, you can use the whole thing and make all 3 loaves of bread. You can make 1 loaf of bread and then the rest in dinner rolls. It's up to you. You know, make it your own. Do whatever you want to do with it. You can do some add-ins afterwards. You know, when you're ready to start baking it, you could do some add-ins then. So it's a quick and simple little bread recipe. So I'm going to show you in probably a week or so what I do with the bread, how it comes out of the freezer, what we do, because I want to make, like I said, a regular loaf of bread, a cinnamon swirl loaf of bread, and dinner rolls. All right. So I will see you soon. All right. Hit that like, hit the share, and hit the subscribe button. And I hope that you're having an amazing day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.